Well, we are back with another Silent Hill video. This is a game that I absolutely adore, the franchise all around it, and the original I'm actually playing through right now over on my Let's Play channel, Degenerate Plays. So if you're interested, the link is in the description down below, but I'm here today with my good friend Alex from Podcast Now, who, again, I gotta mention the description because his channels will be down there and in a pinned comment. He is an awesome, fantastic friend of mine. I hope you will check out his stuff because he uploads very quality content every day. Alex, thank you for being here and talking with me about this, because fans, they are really pulling Silent Hill out of the gutter.
Thank you for having me, number one. And number two, yeah, it's a powerful message I think we're about to talk about. And also our history. I mean, I know your channel, you talk about a ton of Silent Hill stuff, but even our history together of talking Silent Hill goes back years. And I know you're the diehard, and I think people honestly respect that a lot about you. But it's always fun coming back to this topic that we have this history with.
Man, I love Silent Hill and I love talking about it, and there's so many things happening right now, but none of them really are officially, at the moment, confirmed from Konami. So that's important to note. This is all fan stuff, but I don't think that makes it any less. Honestly, I think that makes it more, in a lot of ways, important, because it shows these games, you know, going all the way back to the 90s, they're still being kept alive by the passion of fans, even after duds being released later on when it was being outsourced with a lot of controversy around. A lot of people didn't enjoy some of that stuff. There is so much love around these games, and just to kind of list some of the things going on right now, Alex, just, you know, for everyone's sake at home, we have a Halo Infinite Forge creator remade Silent Hills in Forge, which is crazy to me, and I'm going to show some of this stuff as well. That's one thing that's happening. The Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition on the PC, which has been a modding, I guess I should say, work in progress forever to fix up the game and make the PC version the definitive version, got another fix, I would say about a month ago. I never really talked about it, but it went back. It fixed like a 20-year-old bug in the game that has always been there, and a bunch of other stuff, and really improved the quality of life. That game is looking insanely good. There also is, of course, the insane pitch of Silent Hill being pitched in Unreal Engine 5, which was made. It wasn't really a full game, but it was a pitch of what a remake could look like. There is the Codeless Games remake of Silent Hill going on. We talked about that actually a few weeks ago, how they're remaking it. So like there's all these different things going on. And then on top of that, I forgot to even mention, there is a remake of Silent Hills from Hideo Kojima, the PT thing, going on right now in Dreams on PlayStation. So there is a creator, Dr. Jones 20, who's been remaking that over on PlayStation on Dreams, and it's crazy to me to just see this level of dedication from a fan base. Like, yes, of course, I expect the Pyramid Head fan arts and the Nurse fan arts and the, you know, Heather and James and Harry and all this stuff popping up on Reddit, and I expect people talking about their experiences playing through the game. I'm, you know, a member of the Silent Hill Reddit. I lurk there. I don't really like talking on Reddit, but I lurk. You know, I expect that kind of stuff, but the devotion that a lot of these creative fans have to making this stuff happen, and doing it themselves because Konami won't. It is so impressive to me, and it's just another example, I think, of how fans often are the ones who care the most, you know, about any of this stuff, because it's not just a money maker to them. It's not just a source of revenue. It's something that connects with them on a personal or spiritual level and really gets ingrained into their lives.
I love it. Like you said, I mean, it's powerful, like you said, when anybody, I would say it shows how dedicated of a group that you have, right? That's really the base thing, is that it's such an amazing group of people when they're able to come together and create things literally for you without you having to do a single thing. Really, even, and I know you were making kind of jabs at them, to deserve it, right? Like, this is a franchise that's been gone for a long time, right? Basically, and you're having the fans just keep it going. And ultimately, you kind of need that no matter what, whether your franchise is big, whether the franchise is still ongoing or not. It's always ideal to kind of have fans carry the weight, whether it's talking about on Twitter or making YouTube videos, right? Like, we serve purposes for franchises, like we just do. So to have people creating, and that's what Dreams really is for, you know, people making things in Dreams is insane. Bringing it, I guess, into other games, like you said, Halo, like, that's just really fun that you get to experience. And because you're going to get diehards and you're going to be able to keep Silent Hill alive, but you're also keeping Silent Hill alive because other people that play Halo that don't really care, like you still kind of, you know what I mean, you get that blood kind of in there where you're killing people technically, you know, in a let's say team deathmatch kind of setting, and you're like, wow, this is, you know, it's Silent Hill, or maybe you've heard of it or whatever. So it keeps the game going, I guess, organically through, you know, kind of like the grassroots kind of vibe. So I love these stories. I love it when people make really anything in Dreams. I think Dreams is an incredible game that I suck at because I can't create. You know, I can create videos, but not things there. But it's an incredible, just, I guess, medium to create literally anything. So I really respect the creators. I hope to God, and I think it's an individual basis, I hope to God, like, the companies appreciate it, right? Like Konami hopefully looks at it and says, thanks, like you're picking up the weights that we're not doing anything right now, but you guys you're carrying it through. So yeah, I love this stuff.
Yeah, me too. And I think that to speak to what you said about how content creators, whether it's like YouTubers or Twitch streamers or whatever, or even people tweeting about your stuff, or people like in this way making it, I think is even a bigger thing, you know, than a lot of others. When you look at it, like I'm on Google News right now, which is not the be all end all, but I can find the entire front page of stories of Google News if you just look up Silent Hill or Silent Hill Remake. It's all stuff from the last month, you know, and the reason for that is not Konami. There's one story out of all of these, two actually, I guess, that are about something around Konami out of the top like 12. And what those are things like, hey, there was a potential leak about a new Silent Hill game trailer, but it didn't happen, which we see all the time. And then there was one talking about how one of the art directors for the original Silent Hill games, Masahiro Ito, who is awesome, by the way, and he is on Twitter and other places and talks all the time, he talked about how a lot of people mistake a detail in Silent Hill 1. It's like, other than that, it is all fan stuff. It's fan-made, fan recreation, Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition team fixing the game. I think it's one of those things where, you know, when you see this, to me, and I don't want to just say this to, like, you know, appeal to the Silent Hill community, although I do want to make more videos on that, but to me, when you see communities this ingrained, or even things like when we had Pokemon Uranium, or we had another Metroid 2 remake, AM2R or whatever, and how Nintendo kind of pulled those down and stuff, they're still floating around out there, by the way. When you see that kind of stuff, to me, that's when you know that it's made it and is big, and especially Silent Hill that hasn't gotten a game in years. Like, would I expect this kind of thing for Metal Gear Solid? Sure. You know, Metal Gear Solid 5 is not that old, actually. I would expect people messing around on PC, maybe making a new Fox engine game, you know, reverse engineering something with that to make something, sure. But I wouldn't really logically expect this out of a community of such an old franchise that is just basically abandoned by its company, because it's one of those things where a lot of people just get upset and move on and get frustrated and find something else. I think it really speaks to how powerful these games are, especially the first 4, but I think that there's really redeeming things in other ones as well, like Origins and other games, that stuck with people this far, and they still care and they still want to make stuff.
Yeah, you expect it for some things, right? You expect the communities to carry some things, and honestly, for Silent Hill, you don't necessarily think that maybe that's going to happen, right? But it does, and again, that's kind of just they did it at some point. They made that happen, right? Way back in the day, and it actually takes a pretty special franchise, I would say, even a more special franchise, to have that happen, where you earned all the respect and all of the people that are into it back then, and then they're still carrying it for you now. You know what I mean? That takes a very special and dedicated fan base, fan group.
Yeah, I don't think I can say enough positive things about these people. I will, by the way, be linking these stories and things as well below. Like, for example, if I use a little bit of the footage of the Codeless games remake, which we talked about a few weeks ago, I do plan to link to their original video and stuff like that, because I do want people to check these creators out. They do deserve the attention for it, because the kind of stuff they're doing, like, for me, if I was Konami, I'd be like, hey, listen, you're hired. You know, like if they still cared about video games, it would be one of those things where it's like, or even if I wasn't Konami, if I was another video game industry company and I'm looking at you remaking something faithfully in Unreal 5 or something like that, that's the kind of people you want to bring in, because if someone cares enough to make these things without making any money, imagine what kind of work they can do if you were paying them and put them on the salary and kind of giving them that kind of thing. And, you know, it's nice to see certain companies doing that. I think we saw Cyberpunk bringing people in a while back, modders bringing them onto the team. We saw, obviously, Sonic Mania is a product of that, with Christian Whitehead being a huge fan of the games and then bringing him in for Sega and it being very successful. So, I don't know. I think that this kind of stuff, it keeps the games alive. It gives us new people in the industry that are working on fun stuff who care and don't just get into it for money. And it's really good for everyone. So, Alex, thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate you talking about this with me. It's always kind of a pleasure to have you, you know, personal friend of mine with fantastic channels over on this channel.
Thank you for so much for having me. And yeah, I always, like I said, dreams and these kind of fan projects, I mean, these are awesome. They come from kind of the heart and soul of what makes any of these communities, you know, tick. So it's always a blast, you know, talking about any of these things.
Yeah, and I appreciate you being here. It's super, super fun. And please, everyone in the comments down below, I guess, let me know what you think about all of this. Are there fan-made remakes you want to see? What do you think about everything going on with the Unreal Engine stuff, Dreams, Halo Forge, I guess, Infinite Forge, all the stuff going on with all of these remakes? And do check out Codeless Games as well. They have, like, a remake actually fairly deep into development. Like, they showed off footage of the Midwich Elementary School, which was really, really impressive. It's actually the part I'm at in my Let's Play as well. So if you're interested in watching me play through the original Silent Hill, that is down in the description as well. Alex's channels are down in the description and in a pinned comment, so please check him out. He's growing at a very fast pace. I told him the other day he's on track to pass me next year, so let's kind of keep him going and moving along. But thank you, everyone, for being here. Have a fantastic day. Please leave a like, you know, subscribe for more content, and as always, everyone, stay shway.